So I have saved that label that comes on the outside of the journal, and it is the Dylusions journal by Diane Reevely. This is pretty much what all the girls in the class use. Probably because that's what I do my sampling on, and they want to use the same dimensions that I use, so that is why they choose this. This one has a lot of stuff in it already. So what I like to do, I have discovered, is that instead of working directly in the journal, I pull out a page and I trim it down to size. I find that when creating, it is easier to work on the page like this, because then I can turn it whichever way I want, and then afterwards I will go and I will put it in the journal. This I am going to trim down, and you can see that when I ripped it out of the album itself, I made a little boo-boo, but you know what, that's okay. Now I found another journal. If you want to do some page ripping, you really need to go into your book and find a spot where you can see the stitching. That is called a signature. That is where the signature is sewn together. Now, and this one ripped too. Sometimes they come out nice and easy, and sometimes they don't. So let me just pull that out. I believe you can also buy these, I know you can, the journal pages, just a few in a package. If you do not want to rip out your pages, you can purchase a package of journal pages, and it also has the tape to put it in. So that is an option too. But I don't have a problem ripping out my pages out of the journal because it's already so thick to begin with that getting rid of a few pages is not a problem. Okay, so I am going to trim the journal page down so that it will fit into the journal itself. And this measures 8 by 11.5. And I trimmed my page down to 7.5 wide by 10 7/8. And that will fit nicely back into the journal. And I will have a border around that outside. And that will be much, much later. Alright, so I showed you how I cut out the pattern. And what I need to do is I need to make a pattern to share. So I just went to my paper stash, got something I know I will probably never use. I'm going to tape it down and I'm going to cut out my pattern so that my students will have a pattern.